Hi guys, welcome back to the multimedia channel. I hope that you're having a great day. And of course, if you're already subscribed, I want to say a very big thank you to you. And if you're yet to subscribe, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please subscribe to stay tuned to the updates I bring. All right, today quite a number of updates, but particularly as it concerns Ademola Lookman, who made history by becoming the first African player to actually score in a major European competition. Of course, we saw how he got a hat trick yesterday against Bayern Leverkusen. As a matter of fact, as I was working on this video, I really struggled with coming up with a title that best describes how electrifying that encounter yesterday was. So I was thinking of whether I should say Lookman, the Nigerian player who ruined Leverkusen's season impressive run, because of course we know that up until yesterday, Bayern Leverkusen had played a total of 51 matches without, losing. But finally they lost, all because of Ademola Lookman, one man who scored a hat trick. And you know how excited players are usually when they score hat tricks in normal day-to-day matches. Not to talk of this one that was in a final, so it really means a lot to the player. Lookman actually got his first goal in the game in the 12th minute, and then the second goal came in the 26th minute, and then of course the final goal, which made it a hat trick, in the 75th minute. And if you watch that match, you would actually tell that the goals were really superb goals. I mean, they were goals that a lazy striker wouldn't have scored. I mean, the first one, we saw how unexpectedly he came from nowhere, and then he smashed it in with his left foot. The Bayern Leverkusen defender was just there sleeping, and then this man, a hungry man, actually came from nowhere and then got that goal. So it shows you, the kind of passion, the kind of hunger with which he came into that game. I watched that match from the very first minute to the very last minute. I saw how electrifying the match was. I saw the kind of energy that Lookman really brought into the pitch. I mean, he was never tired, and we saw that whenever he had the ball, you had like four defenders or players from the Bayern Leverkusen side chasing after him, because they know how much of a player he is. Yeah, so congratulations to him with the trophy. His Atalanta side becomes the first side in the Italian league to actually win the Europa League title. You know what that means to him and his club, of course. Who won the Man of the Match award? I mean, who would have won it when you had someone who got a hat trick? Yeah, so he also won the Provider of the Season for his club, because according to available data, he has a total of 10 assists this season. I think 6 in the Italian league or so. Yeah, so it's really been an impressive season for Ademola Lookman. And then, of course, we saw that amazing picture of himself, his mother, his dad, and then one of his coaches while he was still growing up. People are already discussing and already saying that he is the African Footballer of the Year. So you have the likes of Kenneth Omeruo already nominating him for the award, and of course you have the likes of Victor Moses and Trust Ekong congratulating him. So kudos to him. And so before now, the question was between he and Victor Boniface for the African Footballer of the Year. But I think now it's become clearer. I mean, if you ask me, he deserves the award, because we recall his performance in the AFCON. I think he scored a total of 3 goals and provided a number of assists as well. Victor Boniface didn't have that opportunity, of course, due to injury, to feature in the tournament. So it means that the coast is clear for Ademola Lookman as far as I'm concerned. But of course, I believe that the AFCON body also have other criteria they would be considering, to award the African Footballer of the Year to the person that is deserving it. Yeah, so but in all, I mean, it's been an impressive season for Ademola Lookman. So he's played a total of 57 games so far this season, out of which he got 20 goals and then 10 assists. It really means a lot. It really means a lot. Of course, Victor Boniface didn't win the trophy. We knew that it was an encounter between Victor Boniface and then Ademola Lookman. But even though he didn't win the trophy, we know that he also had an impressive season. Winning the Bundesliga title, and then of course the monthly Best Player award awards. I think 4 times consecutively in the Bundesliga league. Yeah, so so he's had a great season himself. Of course, we we recall how he shared that picture just ahead of the final, representing his journey, when he started from his very beginning and then to where he is now. So I mean, these two players are we're fortunate to have them in the Super Eagles team. We're really fortunate, and then it shows the extent of performance we can expect moving forward, and of course going into the World Cup qualifiers, and then hopefully if they qualify when we get to the World Cup. So congratulations to Ademola Lookman. I mean, we saw how he celebrated and how the players on the bench actually ran towards him as soon as the ref blew the final whistle of that match. So it really means a lot to him. He's a record breaker, a history maker. So congratulations to Ademola Lookman, such a fantastic player. I mean, um, he's someone would possibly not stop talking about. I mean, up until this moment, we were always talking about Victor Boniface and his performance. But for yesterday and for yesterday, it's all about Ademola Lookman. Yeah, so congratulations to him once more. And of course, moving forward, Finidi George has actually expressed confidence. He says that the Super Eagles will win the fixtures, against South Africa and then Benin Republic. That's their World Cup qualifier matches. Yeah, so he said, of course, he needs it to keep his job. I mean, if he loses any of those matches, I think it will begin to raise questions about his capacity to really lead the Super Eagles side. And of course, that match will take place on the 7th of June in Akwa Ibom State, and then 3 days later, they would also play Benin Republic. That's after they've played South Africa. They would now play Benin Republic. So we're wishing them well because I mean he needs the victories to actually keep his job. Yeah. So moving forward, FIFA, World Football Governing Body, on Wednesday actually named a new officiating team for the 2026 World Cup qualifying matches. Of course, between Benin Republic and Nigeria. That comes 3 days after Nigeria has played South Africa in Akwa Ibom State. I mean, they had their reasons for, naming the new officiating team. They changed the likes of the referee and then some officials who were supposed to be in charge of that match. And of course, I know that all of these are intended to sort of, ensure that we have a hitch-free match because, of course, it is very, very crucial ahead of the World Cup. Yeah, so moving forward, we now have, of course, now talking about the Premier League. I had to begin with Ademola Lookman because I was really, really excited. I was really excited for the Super Eagles star. But now I want to jump over to, the Premier League, and then we now have nominees for what is known as the Game Changer of the Season award. I mean, I strongly believe that it means, the one player who, changed a lot about his team and, of course, helped them to progress in the season. So you have the likes of Cole Palmer as a nominee. You have the likes of course, Kevin De Bruyne. You have the likes of Nunes for Liverpool, and then Ortega, that's Tottenham's goalkeeper, and then McTominay and Ole Watkins of Aston Villa. So you have represented in this list of nominees Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Man United, thank God though, and then Watkins, Aston Villa. Yeah, so for me personally, I feel like the person who deserves this award the most is Cole Palmer. I mean, scored goals, over 20 goals in the season, provided a number of assists. I mean, he really changed a lot for Chelsea. At some point, we were saying that if you removed Palmer from Chelsea, Chelsea would be dead. Yeah, so in my opinion, I think Cole Palmer deserves that award. So, but of course, we look forward to who would emerge winner of the award. Um, so a good way to no, not a good way to end it. Um, but of course, the report coming in is that Ten Hag, Manchester United manager, is expected to leave the team at the end of this summer. Yeah, so I know this news is already eliciting, mixed reactions. Some people are saying that he should be given more time, while some people are saying that he should leave because, of course, Man U finished eighth in the league. I mean, the worst in the club's history. But of course, they have a final against Man City on Saturday. That's the FA Cup final. Hopefully, they win. But the fact is that whether or not Man United wins, there are every indication that Ten Hag will leave the club this summer. So of course, let's just wait and see what happens. And Pochettino, of course, the coach of Chelsea, has also left the club. Reports have it that it was on mutual consent. So he and the club agreed, and then he, of course, to part ways with each other. And he is said to be among the coaches who have indicated interest in United's top job role. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, but I'm one person who was not really expecting Pochettino to leave. I wasn't expecting him to leave, even though Chelsea were not really impressive. But I felt like he was already, he was beginning to understand these players better, and they were beginning to understand him better, particularly at the tail end of this season. So I mean, I felt he needed more time, but of course, they have their reasons why they decided to let him go, and of course, why he chose to also leave the club. Yeah. So I want you to share your thoughts on the comment section. Just what do you have to say about Ademola Lookman's impressive season and the fact that he becomes the first African player to actually score a hat trick in a major European final? I mean, it means a lot. So what do you have to say about that? And do you think that he deserves the African Footballer of the Year at this point? I mean, given his performance, of course, he's won the Europa League. He performed well in the AFCON. So, do you think he deserves that, or do you think Victor Boniface better deserves it, or who, in your opinion, better deserves the African Footballer of the Year award? Also, talk about the fact that Finidi George has said that his side would win the fixtures, between South Africa and then Benin Republic, which are of course are part of their World Cup qualifier matches. So just share your thoughts on the comment section. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.